It's your boy King Crowder back again with another lesson of history you may not know, or history that is not taught and discussed in detail for sure. Today's lesson, we're going to focus on King Leopold and his genocide that happened in the Congo of Africa. Why are we focusing on King Leopold in the Congo of Africa? The reason why we must focus on this guy because he was the guy that did atrocity and systematic brutality that was more on par and more brutal than the person we better all speak of known as Hitler. We must understand that King Leopold came from Belgium, and he was the first one of a royalty class system that saw that the Congo had most potential and had lots of natural resources. The monarchies in Western Europe financed Leopold and wanted him to use his political powers in the late 19th century to go down there and find resources and use the people as enslaved and parties to help fund parts of Europe. You must understand at this time, you had the French and German war going on, imperialism was on the rise, and people wanted to devastate and overconquer people, and this philosophy and ideology was present. The reason why King Leopold was so brutal, y'all, you must understand that Congo was a free state, that he overpowered and killed, murdered, and genocide so many people. King Leopold is someone that is undertold by his gross attacks against humanity and things that he did. He was so brutal that Leopold hosted an international post conference in the League of Nations as a sort in Brussels in 1876, and later people and the stories about what this gentleman did became to come about and be discussed. Some of the day's atrocities that he did is that he colonialized and privatized a lot of the businesses by exploiting the people. When it means exploit the people, that means he was forcing them to work for free. Slavery, looking for jewelry, piano, different landmarks, plutonium, and natural resources that could be harvested and sent on boats from the Congo to the European place, such as ivory and undergoods and services. You must understand that he was sacrificing all the rich resources in rubber. Rubber was booming and the Congo had plenty of it. Rather than self-establishing himself in the Congo, King Leopold took it upon himself to completely take away most of those resources. He also did a lot of damage to the natural habitats such as the Central African rainforest. He also burned a lot of the plaques, held women hostage, and was involved in a lot of sexual assault allegations. King Leopold's legacy has not been discussed on a worldwide scale for how evil and how harsh this gentleman was and how much he did to the people of the Congo. Congolese citizens to this day are still dealing with the extreme harshness for what they suffered back when King Leopold hurt the colony. One thing that is most missed that King Leopold did that is the most grotesque thing, there was a few of them. The first one he did was that he shot bullets called the shooting games at kids and Congolese citizens. He would cut off the hands of his citizens and mail them. Let me repeat that again. He would cut off the hands of his citizens as games to show how they would play with the Congolese citizens of this era. He would very much feed them loosely. He would make them work, terrorize, and brutal them. You must understand that the birth rate dropped a lot because due to the stress of the Congolese population, they were saying it was slashed by up to 50% and more than 20 million people under King Leopold regime died. For perspective, that is 3 times the amount that happened in the Holocaust. King Leopold is known as one of the most ruthless people to ever grace this planet, who is not discussed or talked about in most historical books in the United States. King Leopold was doing this to the African continent in ways that we still, to this historical perspective, cannot be teaching how hugely and how oppressive this gentleman was. King Leopold's legacy is better known as someone who brutalized the region of Africa, who robbed them of their natural resources, who decreased the birth rate by 50%, who genocide more than 20 million people, who stole, who took, and who hurt people, all in the Belgian name. King Leopold should be known as historically as someone on the level as Adolf Hitler. He should be remembered because he stole some of the wealth from the Congo and shipped to different parts of the world. King Leopold did all this around the time that we don't speak around the World War I era. It was so many things going on at this time, and his legacy is built off the rubber forest and how he took all of that wealth from the Congo region. King Leopold historically should be looked at as somebody that committed mass genocide from a super ugly perspective. King Leopold should be discussed, talked about, and we want to urge away from his lifestyle philosophy and his belief system. King Leopold is somebody we must highlight because we always speak of the one we probably know, which is Adolf Hitler, which is granted, Hitler is a dirtbag, we get it. But King Leopold deserves to be taught and educated to our students because he was along the same border. It didn't happen in the Americas. It happened to the Congolese people of Africa. It's your boy King Crowder. I hope you learned something today about global affairs and how imperialism in certain parts of the world was extremely horrific. I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope you please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. I want to keep coming to you with information that I think is important that we take a snapshot at and listen to. King Leopold is a historical figure that we should be studying and embracing. Please let me know if you have any more comments or concern about it.